everybody, and welcome to Taking Control, the ADHD podcast on rashpixel.fm. I'm Pete Wright, and that over there is Nikki Kinzer.
I'm laughing because I forgot that I'm trying this whole stand-up thing and not sitting down. So as soon as you started the introduction, I popped up really fast. I'm like, I'm standing.
People won't hear this because I'll cut it out, but I did feel like I heard some crashing, and I thought maybe you pushed your computer off the desk again.
Oh, that's funny. I'm like, oh no, I'm supposed to be standing. So I'm like...
It's our holiday gift guide episode. We've got all sorts of great gifts to recommend and hopefully inspire you. Even at this last minute, everything on this list you should be able to go out and get right now, and make either become a hero ADHD gift giver or give a gift to someone who lives with ADHD and become a hero to them. That's what we hope to inspire you to do.
Or buy yourself a gift.
Or buy yourself a gift. That's a great thing too. Buy yourself a gift. And so we each came up with our set of picks, and we're just going to go back and forth and recommend them, and give them a shot. I am going to start. Do you mind if I start?
Please go ahead.
And I want to start with a bit of bonus follow-up that is unrelated, loosely related to giving gifts, and it's about bullet journals.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I totally threw you.
It did.
I found out minutes before this show that an enterprising designer has put together a digital bullet journal pack for my very favorite note-taking app on the iPad called GoodNotes. I've mentioned GoodNotes on the show before. And you can download the bullet journal templates by this designer. And I mean, she has gone to great lengths to create a bullet journal template that really is the starter set for all the bullet journal base pages. And so if you are curious about trying bullet journal but want to do it in a digital way but don't want to start drawing on your iPad, then this is a great way to start. So I will not belabor that. The iPad and Apple Pencil are not one of my picks, but I do use them zealously as my primary note-taking tool of choice. And so I want to make sure that's in the notes because we've talked about bullet journals before. So there you go. You can download it in the show notes. There you go. Okay. My first pick for gifts. I'm focused on fun this year, right? Past gift shows are really focused on ADHD tools. And this year I wanted to approach it from this perspective of what I'd like to receive that engages but not scream ADHD, right? I don't want to give gifts or receive gifts from somebody who wants to turn me into somebody I'm not. Right? I just want them to entertain me and help me have fun. And so that's why I'm starting with games. And I mean straight up board games.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I like that.
I know that this is not an entirely new thing, but it's relatively new to me this year. And that's this idea of cooperative board games. I love these games. We started with this game Pandemic, which is a cooperative game in which everybody at the table is playing a different role of somebody who's fighting a massive outbreak of a killer disease that threatens to take on the world. Now, the disease is played by chance, right? It's played by card draws and, dice throws and things like that. There is no player playing the disease. But I play either a member of the CDC or a member of the emergency services, and all players work together to fight the chance, to fight the roll of the dice, to fight the disease. Does that make sense?
Yes, that's fun.
Well, here's what I love about it. I love this cooperative game because there's no downtime, right? You're always on. You are always engaged because no matter whose turn it is, there's something for your brain to be engaged in, right? That's why I hate Monopoly. Nikki, I hate Monopoly with the white hot fire of the sun. It is the stupidest game, and there is so much downtime,
waiting,
right? You play,
right.
You're always waiting, and my brain can't track it. I lose track, and I can't do it. And in fact, I think we may have talked about this years ago. I actually play by the strategy where if somebody really wants me to play Monopoly, I will play Monopoly and I'll play it. There's a strategy you can use to play the game in which no one will ever ask you to play again. And it's difficult to do, but you only have to do it once because you will be the last person on the list to join Monopoly. If you don't like Monopoly, Message me later because I'll send you the strategy. You'll never have to play it again. Anyway, I love this game. I also love puzzle games like Sets. If you've never heard of Sets, it's a game where everybody around the table is looking for patterns and sets at the same time. Again, no turns. The ADHD benefit: you don't have any downtime to be distracted by something else, and you don't get frustrated. You're constantly engaged. I really, really love it. My first pick: cooperative games. Give it a shot. Link to Pandemics is in the show notes.
That's great. I love the idea of the Sets game too. I'm gonna have to check that out. I love puzzle games.
Yeah, they're really fun.
Okay, well, mine is not as fun. Mine is more ADHD related, but oh my gosh, it's a necessity in my house. So there's a person. We'll just say that he's a he, and he's just a year older than me. I might be married to him. I don't know. And
name rhymes with Tad.
And he has been known to lose keys and wallets on a daily basis.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah. I mean,
that is so counter to my experience with him.
Oh, it's bad. And I mean, I have found keys in doorways, like in the actual doorway with the key still in it, like, oh, well, here they are. They're everywhere. And he loses his wallet all the time. So I was talking to a client who was telling me about Tile. And how, yes, that this has saved his life when it comes to finding his keys and his wallet and, your iPhone, because you usually have your iPhone with you or your phone with you. And so I have not, actually had experience with this, but I might have bought it for my significant other this year as a stocking stuffer. So it is available online, but it's also at Target. That's where I found it, was at Target. I'm like, oh, that's it. I'm getting that. So, anybody that you may have in your life that loses their keys and their wallet on a daily basis, this would be a good find.
Oh, that's wonderful. What a great tool. I do not have any experience with anybody who has ever used those, so I'm looking forward to seeing how he takes to them.
Yes. Well, me too. I hope he's not offended. It should help him.
That's right. That's like this is like what I mentioned earlier. I was talking to my wife about this, and we were talking about this idea of buying somebody a gift of what you want them to be. Like that would be me buying my wife a Cooking for Dummies book.
Right.
Which is really that's like over the line. Yes. Of obvious gift, right? It's no longer helpful. No. I think this is it's a great tool. And by the way, my wife is a scientist in the kitchen. She has no need for a Cooking for Dummies book. I would never in the world
Good thing
do that.
to put that in there, yes.
Yeah. But anyway, I think this is one of those that is, it's kind of fun. Like,
yes.
But it also is a stress reliever. You don't worry about losing your keys
Yes,
anymore.
I want it to be
really
helpful.
Useful.
I want it to be helpful because it is. It's stressful. Seriously, he's always looking for them. I mean, it's daily. It's not once a week. It's not twice a week. It's daily.
That is really funny.
So
had no idea.
Yes.
Anyway, my second pick is also fun, and this one, this is my own experience, and so I recognize that this is not going to be something for everybody. But if you are buying for somebody who deals with the hyper focus, I want you to consider Legos.
Oh,
what do you think? What do you think about that?
Well, I think that's great. I mean, no. I think of Legos and I think of my son, but yeah.
Exactly. But let me tell you, these Legos fit every age group. And I think so many people do think strictly about their kids when it comes time for Christmas, but, for gift giving season. But I'm telling you, if you have somebody in your life who likes fidgeting, who likes playing with small pieces and hyperfocus and putting puzzles together, there are Lego sets that are designed for adults, right? That are designed for older people.
Yeah. And they're nice. They're neat.
They're not cheap either. I mean, there's one that I found it's actually now discontinued, but you can find it on Amazon. It's a Lego Star Wars Super Star Destroyer. It's over 50 inches long with 3,000 pieces, and it'll run you $1,100.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So these are definitely adult sort of collectibles. Now, there are all sorts of sets in a very broad price range, but I'm telling you, these are not just for kids. And if you want to make somebody happy who needs something to do with their hands, what a great time to do it. You've got a little vacation over the holidays. You can take some time sitting around a great big table and put together a massive 3-dimensional puzzle. If you think about it as a puzzle, not a toy, it becomes much more approachable and fun.
I love that. Great idea.
Yeah. All
okay.
right.
Well, again, I'm just not as exciting as you. Jeez. My idea was the fidget toys, having some new fidget toys and put them in your stocking. You know, who doesn't want a new one, right? I mean, I think totally. We get bored and we want new ones. So, and there's some great ones out there. So just get online and Google fidget toys and you'll have a whole list of ideas. And you have some favorites too, don't you?
Well, I do. I've got a couple. You know what? It's funny. I have, as I look around my desk, I have 3 that are very handy, and I will tell you about them. The first one is actually and I'm saying this in air quotes, a musical instrument. It is a kazoo. Somebody got me a kazoo, and that has become a thing that I do. I like sit around and instead of like whistling, I'll hum and I'll make a little song on my kazoo. So that's one. Sometimes I do that to clear my mind. I have 2 other pieces. One of them is a grip ring. It's like a hard rubber grip ring, and it's just a circle of a hard, dense rubber. And it's designed for those wanting to strengthen their hands. But I find it really useful as a fidget, and my hands are pretty strong as a result. You know, it's great. So that's one end. The other end, my daughter got me a fidget that is a perfectly smooth, polished piece of wood that has very round edges. You know, and so it's really something I can just put in my hand and just kind of roll around in my hand. It feels really good. It is a very simple bit of wood art, but I find it enormously satisfying to keep my hands busy when I need to have my head focused straight ahead. So those are the kinds of things that I use.
Well, and I would just wanted to add, I have a heart-shaped like stone that I have that I will put in my hand when I'm coaching.
Very similar thing.
Yeah. So it's very smooth, and it just it's there to keep me focused, but it's also there to sort of just keep the energy of being open and being present with that client, and totally. It's great. I love it. So it's got more meaning than just that, but you can find all kinds of different stones and stuff.
Right. Okay, my next pick. This one kind of hit me out of the blue. Do you remember the movie The Game?
No.
With Michael Douglas, he's this fancy businessman. Sean Penn was his brother. He's kind of his brother is kind of a miscreant. He's can't really find his direction in life, but he wants to. And so he comes to his brother for help. His brother won't help him. His brother's a big businessman, and suddenly weird things start to happen to his brother, and he is caught up. Michael Douglas is caught up in this incredible game of intrigue. He doesn't know what it's all about. People start vandalizing his house. They start doing horrible things to him. They put these people come into his life. He has to like protect this woman, and it turns out the whole thing. Well, I'm not going to tell you what it's all about. Anyway, if you've seen The Game, you know the idea of the mysterious package company. I almost don't want to tell you about the mysterious package company, but I'm going to. So, spoiler alert. If you want to just engage in the mystery, then, jump forward about a minute and a half. The idea here is you go sign up for membership to the mysterious package company. And once they, quote, approve your membership, you get a little email, and it's a store. You go in and you buy mail order mystery experiences for people. So
wow.
Right? So I may buy for somebody this mystery experience about a zombie outbreak, and so suddenly about 2 weeks later they'll get a package that's not from me. It's from like the Center for Disease Control, and it contains blood samples and like old beaten up journals, and then they'll receive another totally custom package 2 weeks later, and it'll have something. And over the course of these mailings, they will be able to put the clues together that lead up to their final package, which is in some beaten up crate, and it kind of has the reveal and tells you who it's from and all that. So it is a wonderful kind of real-time puzzle. I think it is so fun. So for people who are, if you're buying for somebody who has kind of this a bit of an air of mystery to them and is creative and likes to engage in puzzles, this is a really in-depth and wonderful puzzle. So there are lots of different packages. They have a set of a quarterly newspaper that they release, and the newspaper is full of clues and puzzles that all tie together each quarter. And so you can subscribe them to this newspaper, and they'll have something to think about, something to occupy their brains every time they get a new edition. It's a gift that really does give over time. I think it's really smart, very clever.
Wow.
MysteriousPackage.com.
That's awesome. Pete, you are so creative today. Man, I've never heard of that. I never even knew anything like that even existed. That's know. Crazy. How
so
fun.
Much fun, right?
That's totally fun. Well, gosh, again, I'm boring.
Not at all. Your next pick is so close to my heart.
Well, I actually want this. So I don't know if I probably won't get it this year, but there's always hoping for next year. I looked into these stand-up desk adjustable things. I don't even know how to explain them, but because the desk format that I have, how would you explain it?
Well, it's a huge, it's a big wraparound desk with a giant hutch on it, right? I mean, it is a significant piece of furniture.
It's a significant piece of furniture, and you can't adjust it. There's nothing adjustable here that I can do to make it a stand-up desk. I mean, it's made to sit. But I really like this idea of standing. The last few shows that we've been recording, I've been standing, and it makes a huge difference. And I can't believe that it's been 6 years for me to realize this, which is crazy. But this is something that I want. And in the show notes, we'll have a website to go to check them out. But it's something that I can put on my existing desk, which is nice. And put the computer and everything up that I need. And then if you don't want to stand up, you just put it away and you can go back to your regular desk. So I think it's fantastic especially for people like me that really just don't have the opportunity to change it. And I'm not going to sell this thing. This is a nice piece of furniture, the desk that I have now. So it is what it is. So this is a great way to, adjust. So yeah, that's my pick.
My pick, my pick's sort of an add-on to your pick here, and you got me thinking about furniture, and I thought, we got to talk a little bit about sensory furniture.
Yes.
I put last year, my daughter received a hammock. And so we went in and put bolts in the studs in her bedroom, right across the room with carabiners on them, so she can actually hang her hammock across her room and kind of sleep in it, swing in it, nap in it, whatever she wants. I mean, she still obviously has a bed, but this hammock, it's a fascinating tool for engaging creativity, because once she is moving, right, she engages a different side of her brain, a different part of her brain. And I find it really interesting to watch her if she works at her desk for too long. We also got her a tall desk. It's like a craft desk, but so she can sit at a stool that spins and wobbles and things, so it keeps her moving. But if she gets tired of that, she goes and she lays down in this hammock to read, or she has a lap desk that she can sit in the hammock on and actually work. And it actually engages a different part of her brain and gets her going again. So I just wanted to throw in, think about sensory furniture. You can get a hammock chair, for example, and hang it from a stud in your ceiling. If you want to put that near your desk, it's a great sort of way to change your mode physically that can help you change your mode mentally. And so I really recommend thinking about that.
That's awesome. I love that.
It's like a buddy pick to your pick.
Yeah, that's great. All right.
What's your next one?
Aqua Notes.
Aqua Notes.
Yes.
You do a lot of shower writing, do you?
Well, I do a lot of thinking in the shower, and then I always have this great idea and I have nowhere to put it. And so then I get out of the shower really fast, and then I find my iPad and I send myself an email.
That does it. That'll work.
Right. So this makes it a lot easier. So yes, you get a little Aqua Note, which if you don't know what that is, you can check out the show notes and we have a link to it. But it's a waterproof notepad. So you put it into your shower. So when you're thinking about something that is great and creative and you want to do, or just something that you remembered that you have to do that day, you can put it on your Aqua Note.
That is super handy and a great little stocking stuffer.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I have never actually I've never actually done it. And now, usually I have my phone or my iPad in the bathroom with me. I'm listening to a podcast or something. And so I find myself invariably screaming at Siri when I have an idea. Hey, Siri.
Yes.
Shut up. The podcast. It never works. It does not work that way, especially over the shower. So this is a great idea. Great idea. Okay, my next pick. I don't know how I found this website. I'm sure it was an ad somewhere, and I don't know why I clicked. I usually don't click on ads, just that show up on the web. I usually kind of blur them out. But this one really caught my attention. It's called Masterclass. Have you ever heard of Masterclass?
No, I haven't.
Masterclass, they reach these agreements with successful professionals in their field, and they work with these professionals to create asynchronous online classes teaching people how they do their work, right? This may sound familiar. It's the same thing that you do for people with paper and organizing space. Aaron Sorkin, screenwriter for, wrote The American President and The West Wing and Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, recently Newsroom. Aaron Sorkin teaches screenwriting. Werner Herzog is a fantastic filmmaker, documentary filmmaker. He teaches filmmaking. James Patterson teaches writing. He's an incredibly successful and prolific writer. Reba McEntire teaches country music. Serena Williams teaches tennis. Annie Leibovitz teaches photography. There are hours of video lessons in each course. They are really cleverly constructed. There's lots of bonus material, downloads of these professionals' actual work. You'll see story outlines and all sorts of script samples, things like that. I enrolled in the James Patterson class, and I really like it. It's not like I went in expecting James Patterson to teach me how to write. But what I do learn from James Patterson is how he structures his work in order to craft stories in his style. We get to work with him on the outlining process. And this guy is so incredibly prolific. I mean, he has so many books out and is constantly working on 4 or 5 projects at a time. I don't know how he possibly does it. Well, Masterclass helps me get a handle on how he possibly does it. And I find it really inspirational for just sort of helping me to keep plodding through what I find hard. To be inspired by how he does it is I think really fantastic. The ADHD benefit is obviously it's self-paced. I mean, you and I certainly have learned the value of self-paced learning. You can binge on it if you work that way, or you can string it out if you work that way. It really it's quite adaptable, but it engages your brain by allowing you to be inspired by these celebrity instructors, and I find something really appealing about that. Not for everybody, but certainly it is an affordable way to jump in and get connected to the experience that these people have in creating their own work. So very inspirational, masterclass.com.
Love that. You win the reward of creativity. Wow. Okay.
I'm just trying to, I really went into this, Nikki, trying to think outside the box. Like, I feel like I really wanted to do something different.
Well, you did. You accomplished that. So yes, it's awesome. It's great. I love that.
Your next pick is a big favorite.
Well, it's a big favorite because it's something that comes to my attention a lot with students and with people who have a lot of meetings. And it's that smart pen. It's LiveScribe. It's that pen that records things, and it really puts the pressure off of trying to write notes and trying to get every single thing that's being said so that you can remember it later. And that's impossible because you just fall behind, as we all know. It's like we're trying to write as fast as we can, and then we can't read our writing, and then we've already missed, 5 minutes of whatever's been said. So I really believe in this tool. I think it's a great tool. I think it's great for students. I think it's great for professionals who have a lot of meetings, and it can, they lose their focus because it can get kind of boring when you're meeting after meeting after meeting. And so this is just a great way to document it, go back to where you need to be, or go back to the parts of the conversation that you need to review. And I just think this is a great tool, and I think it's a great gift because it is also not cheap. It is expensive, and I think you would be able to use it all year long.
And I think there is something to that mode of actually writing with a pen. There's something really really tactile and satisfying about that, particularly if you're living with ADHD and you haven't quite jumped into what happens when I'm writing on a digital device. What happens to those notes when I can't see them anymore, right? So for some people, that's a huge hurdle, and rather than try to force yourself to jump over that hurdle, the Smart Pen, the LiveScribe Smart Pen really helps you it just eliminates the hurdle. You don't have it anymore. You're still writing with a pen, but you capture it digitally. That's a huge gift.
Awesome.
Okay, my next pick is also digital, and I am a recent convert to the Philips Hue lights. I know. Listen to you.
Because I know, because if people could just see you, when you first got them, so we get onto Skype to have a meeting, and Pete is blue, and then all of a sudden, Pete and his room is red. And I'm thinking, what is going on here? And you just have this big, huge smile on your face as you're changing the lights.
I am. I've changed the lights. And so I ended up, my wife got me, I went all in on Hue. This is for my birthday. It was last month. And I said to everybody in my life, I said, if you are the kind of person who wants to buy me a gift, all I want for my birthday this year are light bulbs. That's all I want. Just Hue light bulbs. Just get me a light bulb. I know it seems ridiculous. You won't understand it. It's okay. That's what I'm asking your willing suspension of disbelief. Just get me a light bulb. And people came through and they got me light bulbs. So my wife ended up getting me what I am recommending this year, the Hue color and white ambience starter kit, which includes the bridge. There's a little device you plug into your home network, your Wi-Fi router, and 3 white and color ambience smart light bulbs. So I put them in my office. And from there, you end up with an app. You install the app on your phone, and you can control these light bulbs individually or as a scene. So I can say, like you experience, I could say, turn everything red, and it'll turn it red all at once, or turn everything. There's 16 million color combinations, right? You can actually take a photo of a sunset that you really like in the Hue app, and it will craft a scene, a color scene, and each light bulb will change to form the overall tone of that scene in the photo that you really love. So suddenly you are living in the photo, the color of the sunset that you love so much. But, and so it's great. It's really fun. It comes out of the box with scenes for energize, right? It'll turn the lights bright white with a degree of blue in them so that you end up with your brain triggers to different light combinations or different light waves. And this actually helps me engage when I turn the lights very bright white. It helps me relax when I turn the lights more yellow in the evening in sort of a reading setting. Or I set all the lights at 10% and suddenly I have night lights. It's very, very dim, but I can wander throughout the house without stubbing my toe. The other cool thing is because it's a smart light bulb, you can tie it into one of my favorite tools we've talked about on the show before, If This Then That, ifttt.com. So I can say, and this is where the ADHD benefit comes in, I can say, because I'm not really paying attention to the environment of my house, when the FedEx guy comes to drop a box off, I can have the light nearest my head flash red once, right? It's a visual indicator that something has happened in my environment that I need to check on. So these kinds of tools, the way these smart lights interact with one another and interact with the web, I find fascinating and really fun. I think I may have mentioned I set up If This Then That so that every time it started raining in my zip code, the lights would turn blue. Now, of course, I live in Portland, and that became just nonsense so quickly. I turned that off. But you get a sense for the kinds of things you can do with Hue lights. They are really fun. They last for a long, long time, over 15 years rating LED lights. So if you're on the market for starting to swap out your lights in your house and you're willing to invest more per light bulb, because they are more expensive, but they last a lot longer than typical light bulbs. So this is a fun way to go. Get somebody a starter kit and see what kind of fun they have with it.
Well, that's exactly it. It's so fun.
Yeah, it's really, really fun.
All right. Well, the last idea that I have is a white noise machine. And I got this idea because as I was writing my list and trying to think of different things, I could hear my son's white sound machine because for whatever reason, I swear to God, he has it on the highest volume. Like it is so loud. And I don't know how he sleeps with that because it would drive me crazy, but it helps him fall asleep. So if you have a hard time falling asleep, seriously, check it out. It works for him. So I don't know what the magic is, but it works. He loves it. He has it on rain. So it sounds like it's raining, which again, we live in Oregon, so it rains a lot here. Yeah. Probably just need to open your window and you'd still hear it. But sometimes you hear crickets and sometimes you'll hear he'll change it to like the river, like that river sound. And so anyway, I know that it's been a huge help for him with sleeping. But it's also great for the office too. Not as loud as he has it, because it would really definitely disturb your coworkers. But I know that is a trick if you're having a hard time focusing, having that background noise can make a difference, and not having it be music necessarily, because sometimes the music can take you away from what you're doing because now you want to sing the song, where the background noise is, a constant noise that you're listening to. So again,
in the show notes, I dropped in links to the Amazon page from Marpac. They tend to be the high-rated sort of desktop white space or white noise machines. But definitely search around. I also threw in 2 bonus links in the show notes to my favorite rain apps. If you want to use these on your apps, Thunderspace is the one I use on iOS. The other one that comes highly recommended on Android is Real Rain. And so there's a link to that in the show notes too. So if you have speakers set up next to you, that's another way to do it.
How fun.
Super fun. What a great list, Nikki Kinzer.
Yes, this was a great list. I love it. Thank you.
I hope this inspires people. Thank you so much, everybody, for downloading and listening. Thanks for your attention. Good luck this year buying for those you love and care about, and hope that some of these picks help you demonstrate that. Yes. There you go. That's all we've got.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. There's one other thing, just in terms of a little commercial. Group coaching is up and running and available now, right? And the deadline to sign up, it's January 12th.
Yes.
So your sessions, you've changed it a little bit. You want to talk just briefly about it before we sign off?
Yeah. So the focus of the groups for winter of 2017 are a little bit different. I want to focus on a goal that you have, something that you want to change in 2017. And so as a small group, everybody's going to have a goal that they're going to want to achieve, and we're going to talk about the process of making that happen and what we need to do to make that happen. And it's going to be a great support group, accountability. We're going to talk about all different kinds of things, about what stops us from staying consistent and making things habits, and really recognizing when we are doing well, because sometimes that gets forgotten. And anyway, I'm really excited about it. It's a little different format than I've done in the past, and I have 3 sessions available. So if this is something that you're interested in, you're committed to, you really want to participate and make this happen, then definitely go over to the website and check it out and sign up immediately, because I have a feeling that this might get filled up pretty quick. So definitely check it out.
Yeah, that's definitely, it's a hot item right now, and this is the time to change. Challenge yourself to change.
That's right.
In 2017. I think it's fantastic. So that's it. Thank you so much, everybody, for downloading and listening. And until next week, on behalf of Nikki Kinzer, I'm Pete Wright. We'll catch you right here at Taking Control, the ADHD podcast.